Thank you, Alfonso. My name is Dave Pickus. Good morning. Good morning. Took quite a while to get through the security stuff, but now we're here, and leading off from Reverend Barber's speech, it really focuses our work and the discussion we've been having. So, the Racial Justice Task Force was charged with answering three key questions. One, what's happening in our lives and in our communities around race, especially with regard to anti-black and structural racism? Two, what does this mean for us as individuals, as a union, and globally? And three, what is our best course of action? Those are very narrow topics, don't you think? So it is broad because the whole issue is encompassing about everything we do. So this morning, all of us will explore answers to these questions too. And we want to hear what's on your minds and how we can work together to understand just how deeply our countries have been and are still being impacted by racism. Now, I came to the task force, like I'm sure many of folks did, with assumptions and beliefs formed throughout my life. And the thought, discussion, and observation have created new insights and understandings. For example, how do we think of, discuss, and deal with white supremacy? Now, white supremacy is one of those really sort of chilling types of words. It's many times, as it's thought of commonly today, it's an extremist ideology pushed by the Ku Klux Klan or neo-Nazi cults. And it believes that hate mostly for black people, so that they can keep what they call the white race pure. Now, I'm Jewish, and as a kid growing up in the 50s and 60s, we weren't considered white, because white was white, but also Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Jews, not white. So gradually in the society, we became white in the eyes of the society, and I realized that being white is not just about how I perceive myself, it's how I am perceived by others and the advantages I receive because of that perception. So others in our history have also moved from not white to white, including Italians, Greeks, Irish, for examples. But if you're black, you can't become white. So definitions change, the divisions and inequalities remain, and in the union, we see it most clearly when organizing racially divided workplaces. Sometimes, quite frankly, the white workers have a lot in common with the white bosses, and we know that in many cases they get treated differently. Some people just look at it as a that is, but it's an example of this. And so the white supremacy question about the Klan and the Nazis is the extreme version, but the rest of it isn't that simple, as I just mentioned. And so we have to understand that when white supremacy or white privilege is raised, that as white people, we many times shut down. But as leaders, we have a responsibility to fully and authentically engage and not shut down. So the reality is, racism needs white supremacy, and white supremacy yields racism. So as we continue to dig into understanding white supremacy, we began to see it as a daily practice of white people, as a group, not individuals, being put first and viewed as superior to black people and other people of color. Put forward first, recognized first, heard first, hired first, paid first, treated first, and treated better. That's white supremacy. Very simply, white supremacy is what makes it possible for people's lives to have a different value in our society based on skin color alone. White superior, black inferior. And we see it all around the world, whether it's skin lightening creams all over the world. Examples that are found in kids' books that are only whites, toys, dolls, movies, you name it. White is the standard for everyone to aim for. Now that's pretty heavy stuff. You agree? And it's not easy. It is complicated. It is raw. It can be very ugly. You see it every day.